Hey, greetings and welcome to the channel. And today we're doing more E2E testing. Right now we have our latch directive, our dropdown, right? And it's inside a nested item. It's in Flexbox. So please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, reach out to me in the comments for any assistance, as well as to give me assistance because I'm going to probably need a lot of assistance today. Right. So what we're taking a look at is we have some like weird properties in Flex. Like, let me try to show you what I mean. Because what we have is position. What I learned from this is really that position absolute and Flexbox really doesn't go together. You see that this kind of element kind of snaps, it kind of acts weird, it behaves weird, right? And then if we actually try to make this position static, right, we kind of see that the element that the original element is like placed above the window, which is really odd, and it's kind of and it's this is reflecting here. I don't know how to try to offset this, but right, it really starts to break in very nasty ways. So then position, if I try to reset that back, right, kind of tries to figure things out and stretch everything out, but it's really just not the case here. It's just a bad, nasty bug that's going on. So if anyone, please leave in the comments really just how to go back about this when there's a position absolute, how to really just keep Flexbox under control, because I know there's many components out there which actually do it flawlessly, right? Like this AG grid, it's still able to maintain its shape. Even if I put it outside, let me actually try to play it out with you what I mean. Right, my table. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and try to make another one. And then go give it a nest, actually try to put it outside. And then, right, and then I didn't give it a height. Let me go ahead and give it a height. Right, there's my table, one-dimensional table right there. Right, and now, right, it really just behaves. It really just behaves as is, and really not. And there's supposed to be data here. It didn't write out the directive for that, but that's okay. Right, so basically, that's able to figure that out. So why, with all that, so definitely reach out to me in the comments how I can go about with definitely creating these nested elements related to the components, right? Why are they breaking, acting up like that? Obviously, there's no CSS going that belongs, right? So let's just change this back to route so that we can have everything manifest in that block properly. Right? And basically, we're just having the same test as a regular test, right? We just want to make sure that we're able to reach all the items, even though this might fail because it might not know to scroll, right? I think that's going to be the challenge as we go through Capybara today, see how to get this thing to scroll properly. All right, so let us write this test. Right, so we have a staging, we have a little staging feature, and then we want to go over to a little test. Right, kind of open this up, and then, right, right, so nested dropdown, right? It's kind of breaking, right? So we kind of want to test the same things that we have with dropdown, right? So we have a latching dropdown, right? So I'm going to end up saying latching dropdown nested, right? So I could just probably take this out and then just run the spec and then reconfigure it for net latching dropdown nested. But you know what? I'm gonna probably do this by myself. I kind of just want to test that all the elements, since like even though they're in one div, all the elements are separate. Like this drop down feature, they're all it's created by separated elements. So I just wanted to test that they're in the same div at least, so I know that they're going to end up where they are supposed to. So let us go ahead and write out that code. And give ourselves a new feature while we're at it. That feature, yeah, but and then definitely if I want to just go ahead and duplicate it, it's definitely going to be an interesting process where I have to write out the buttons, I have to write out a bit just to get all the elements needed. Just going to see how it goes. Yeah, so definitely I could just leave this really just targeted the first one. Alright, so I'm gonna have I'll put in staging and then scenario. The drop down are in the required container. Alright, let's just test that and then we'll end the video on that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead select this one. Drop down middle. I know that's not a good selector to work with. But this is a better selector. And then just want to make sure. Or I found out if you press the escape button in DevTools, you can automatically bring up the toolbar, a tool editor of the console at the bottom. So query selector all. I really wish they had query selector all at the top, the bottom. Right, and I gotta change the names, and I gotta probably change up the names a bit. All right, let me head over to the website and change the names a bit. Okay, I'm changing to my first drop down. And then kind of want to scroll this down back. Copy. Oh no, copy the JS selector. The JS path. That's even better. Oh, and it kind of like gives me a lot I don't want to work with. Just gonna do this instead. There should be 8 of them. See what's going on. Oh yeah, there's going to be 8, right? There's just going to be 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so drop down equals all. Oh, all. Then we just want to go ahead and definitely forget it's very long. That's selector, but we just have to make sure. All right, and then they're all supposed to be inside a container. Right. Container equals first. right? And then want to see if in Capybara I could just simply say, right? And then I think I was able to just transform it to an array. Target drop down each expect x uh, uh, parent to equal container. All right, so let's skip all the tests and let us try to get this to run. I'm definitely worried about might have a syntax error. Meanwhile, let me just go ahead and update the read markdown, right, and then just bring it up again. All right, so no syntax error. I was really worried about the syntax error. Always expect the worst when I come to code, but with repetition, right, good things happen. Right, so X parent. All right, so I got to figure this out. All right, yeah, so I gotta right. Right, so that's how I go ahead to do it because there's no parent. I wish it was like that. X dot find. Let's try this again. Hopefully, it does the idea differently and just knows that's the same element. All right, good. So I was able to figure that out, right? So that's just a simple test. All right, and let me try to throw one test in. Let me see if I could just take something from let me see if I could just go ahead and take something from the original, and let me just challenge myself just to try to go ahead and do that test as well, because that was a bit too easy. I'm really glad that's the case. So, but it really was good. I really trust that it's able to figure out that's part of the correct container. Yeah, I don't want to test that when I click on the option, right? I kind of trust that it's doing it already, right? That's kind of indifferent from wherever it's going to be. So test with other elements when it opens up, at least it displays over the other components. Right now, it's going to be an interesting test because I need to scroll, right? So I kind of need to catch this error, but Capybara isn't really too lean on catching errors. It kind of wants you to figure it out, have it already figured out. So this last element, I want to see how we can scroll in Capybara. Only while that's loading, because it takes too long. All right, so I could say scroll to, right? I'm going to say, right? I'm going to say align top, bottom, center. Okay, right? I could say scroll to. All right, so let's just go ahead, copy and paste like so. What's inside that block? It looks like 30 lines, 3 lines. All right, so I'm going to select Right, option place 1 to 7, then 1 to 10, so that I could get it to fail. Right, so right, so I need this to ignore hidden elements for a second. X click, select, click, right? But then I needed to like scroll down a bit. So hopefully in this test, what you can have it end up doing is you can just scroll down to the bottom right now. You don't want to do that. Let me see if you could scroll down to the middle, top, center. Right, let's see if you scroll to the center, see if we now I can't figure it out. Right, so we're going to have to try to catch. We're going to have to try to do a little try catch, and then eventually try to scroll at least to the center. Um, exception block is actually I'm thinking. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab the div that it's in. All right, go ahead and grab a selector. Should be one of them on the page. I'm not nesting anything else in here. I feel like should be one nester, but that might be subject to change. Even though I feel like I should use that. Container equals, right, and I'll use first. Let's get there. Scroll to align center. Right, definitely don't like the new Rudy syntax of placing. I like it the old way. I just like seeing this. All right, so let us try to run this test. See how it goes. Bam. Oh wait, hold on. Did it try to scroll to the center? Let me see. I didn't see it try to scroll to the bottom. I didn't try to scroll to the bottom. Have it try to scroll to the bottom, see if it tries to figure things out. Let me know that I know if you could figure things out. Right. I don't think I had it click. Oh, I'm just refreshing things. All right, looks like it was able to figure it out, which is very good. All right, I want to see if it failed or I was able to see it. And then I think options.slice, if there's more in the array, kind of doesn't figure it out. So that kind of deals with that. Yeah, it did scroll. I did see it scroll. I did see it scroll. Did see it scroll, but it looked like it didn't have an issue finding it. It looks like it was able to scroll it by itself. All right, so in that case, Let's go there and see if, well, at least I learned about the scroll too. But I know this didn't fire, but I knew that it kind of fired. Let me actually try this. Let me actually try to change this to Microsoft Edge, see how this runs in Edge. Worried about flex locks in Edge, but let me just go ahead. I just want to try to see this fail. Color config, J, trying to see here. All right, it's not too obvious. All right, here we go. I know that Angular 11 doesn't work on IE anymore. All right, G155, G155. That is okay. Yeah, with the Edge browser, something's going on there, but yeah, it looks like it's able to figure it out. Wait, did it print it out, or do you have a? Yeah, no, I didn't even try to print it out, or did I indicate that it should, or no? Right, it kind of never gets there. Right, so that's the case. So if you wanted to use scroll tool, right, there's the function. Clearly, we just haven't tried to eat out, but it was just way too quick for us to see. But I definitely saw it scrolling there and actually clicking what it needed to click. So other than that, really, that's it. And really, that's all I'm going to do for the large drop down. Next, I'm going to have multiple duplicate. When I have an add button, can I click add? And a button comes on, I'm going to do that when it's top level, and I'm going to do it when it's nested, and we're going to see how that goes. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, reach out to me in the comments for any questions, resources, and a link to the E2E test will be posted in the video description. Thanks for watching.